political analyst sinupla ang patuloy na paghuhugas kamay ni PBBM kalakip sa pang-iipit kay VP Sara. PBBM naniniwalang hindi pa nagtatapos ang desisyon ng Korte Suprema. Pero bago ang lahat, kung hindi pa kayo nakapag-subscribe sa channel na ito, please do subscribe para mas maging updated pa kayo sa mga susunod kong mga videos. Patuloy pa rin ang pangarap ni PBBM na mapatalsik si VP Sara. Ito'y kasunod sa kanyang pahayag na ang desisyon umano ng Korte Suprema na ibasura ang impeachment complaint laban kay VP Sara ay hindi tungkol sa hina ng ebidensya kundi sa proseso nito. Kalakip rito, panay tanggi pa rin si PBBM sa mga akusasyong siya ang malaking daga sa likod ng paninira kay VP Sara. Ngunit nauna nang ikinanta ni VP Sara na ang tunay na tao sa likod ng paninira sa kanya ay kundi si PBBM lang dahil sa galit ito sa kanyang pamilya.
Let me clarify that. The merits of the case were not examined by the Supreme Court. This doesn't mean, this does not decide the merits of the case. It just talked about procedure. So the procedure was faulty, was lacking. So yun ang assessment ng Supreme Court. It has no bearing on the rightness or wrongness of the impeachment case.
And your reaction, sir, dun sa naging pagboto po ng Senado to archive? Nasabi niyo, sir, ano kayo? Interested observer po kayo.
Kaya nga, so I've observed that they voted. That's it. I keep telling you, the executive has no role in this. The president has no role. I'm an impeachable officer. I cannot involve myself in any of this. So, wala, it's really the Supreme Court, the Senate, and the House. So yun ang kanilang. That's where the decisions were made. Well, between on the issues between the House, the Senate, and the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has decided, and like I've said, that's it. That's the Supreme Court has decided.
Thank you, Mr. President. The next question from Eden of Net25.
Mr. President, good morning po.
Good morning.
Mahirap pala ang mojo. Eto po. Reaction lang po ng Malacanang dun po sa GSIS investment po sa isang online game gambling, yung DG Plus daw. Paano po, pero nalugi yung kanilang investment. Isa po ba ito sa mga factor kung bakit may apprehension ang government?
No, nothing. I didn't even know about that. Hindi ko alam na may ganun yung GSIS. But no, the revenue side of it is simply not a part of the discussion. Of course, you know, we use that revenue that we are collecting, but that's not really the main point. The complaint against any of these activities is really the social cost. So yan ang pag-aralan natin na mabuti. That is why we are organizing I don't know what you call them. Internally we're calling it a conclave. To put all of the interested parties, such as of course CPCP has been very vocal on their position, so they must be heard. Then we have to hear about from experts on addiction. We have to hear from parents and from teachers as to what the effects are on children. We have to hear from the police what are the effects in terms of criminality. And we really have to examine what are the options. Ano ba talagang policy natin dapat gawin dito sa illegal gambling? Because it's not that simple. Ang nagiging sigaw lagi, ban this, ban. Ganito. Example lang. Ano ang nangyari sa Isabong? Binan natin. Natigil ba? Magkano ang pusta sa Isabong? 50 centimos. So, lahat talaga nadadamay. So, let's use that as an example. Successful ba yung pagban natin sa Isabong? Kung hindi, bakit hindi naging successful? Yun ang mga kailangan natin pag-aralan. Eh ngayon, since nakita natin na nagka-problema, paano natin ayusin yung problema? Ang solusyon ba ay mag-ban o iba yung gagawin natin? Yun ang question ngayon. Ano yung gagawin natin? Kung hindi ban, ano yung gagawin natin? That's what I'm hoping all of these different sectors of society will lead us to a good answer. Siyempre, pakikinggan din natin yung PAGCOR, magkano yung kinikita nila, pakikinggan natin lahat. But all of that, but we have to hear from everyone because it's not a simple, it's not, in my view, ako lang I don't want to influence anyone's opinion here until we hear from the group who will be examining the question. But in my opinion, ban will not take care of the problem. We have to be a little bit more measured in our response.
So sa ngayon po, Mr. President, wala pa pong plano ang gobyerno na magpatupad ng total ban sa illegal gambling, despite the fact po na yung illegal gambling ay nakaka-addict gaya po ng illegal drugs at nakakasira po ng pamilya.
That's the thing. What is the problem? Is the problem online gambling? Or is the problem na addict ang tao o nadadamay at natuturuan ng mga bata na magsugal? That's the problem. So let's solve that problem. You know, ang nagiging online gaming is evil. Hindi naman, okay, di ban natin. Hindi ba? Ganun, nandun ang usapan ngayon when it comes to online gaming. Pero hindi naman, kailangan talaga may tendency kuminsan tayo dito sa atin. Pagka may problem, ban. It's not necessarily the solution. Maybe it is. Baka pagkatapos ng usapan nila, sasabihin, kailangan talaga i-ban. Di ban. Pero pag-aralan natin na mabuti. Huwag tayong basta pabigla-bigla yung tinatawag. We have to be measured in our responses. If it comes down to a ban, then we will ban. But if there are better solutions than a ban, we will take those on.
Thank you, Mr. President. The next question will be from Chanel, DCXL.
Good morning po, Mr. President. According to COMELEC po, wala na daw pong formal signing for the bill postponing the Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections, and that you will instead allow it to lapse into law on August 14. But on your part, sir, have you reached a decision on whether to sign the bill or let the bill?
No, I'll sign it. I'll sign it.
What are the main factors po you weighed before deciding?
Because we are facing one of the biggest elements here, kakatapos lang natin ng malaking eleksyon, midterm election. Susunod na rito yung BARM. Isasabay pa natin ngayon yung barangay. Masyado ang COMELEC actually nagsasabi hindi namin kaya dahil ang hindi naman ang kailangan nating tutukan yung BARM. You have to remember the BARM election that is upcoming in October is the first time we have ever had this kind of election at all. At all. Sa buong kasaysayan ng Pilipinas, hindi pa nagkaroon ng BARM parliament na hinalal ng tao. So, that is why it is so important. And if that election fails, malaking bagay, malaking failure yan dun sa peace process. Kaya't kailangan maging matagumpay ang pagganap ng halalan ng BARM. And that's why we really are focusing on that. And again, the local officials are saying we just finished a local election, magkakaroon na naman tayo ng barangay election, parang ganun din. Halos ganun din. So, we with a view on the Supreme Court decision that we cannot shorten the term of the barangay officials, we are actually lengthening the term of the barangay officials. So that's not in conflict. So I think the most sensible, the most common sense solution is to postpone.
All right. Thank you, Mr. President. The next question will be from Jean from Philippine Star.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You've declared a hardline approach against corruption, even against allies. And impeachment developments aside, how can people still be confident in our accountability mechanisms given all the political noise?
Again, there has been no trial. So the merits of the case have not been examined, tried, adjudicated, argued, discussed. So accountability just doesn't come into it. People have to understand, it is a procedural question. Sinabi, mali yung date, hindi tama ang pagkagawa ng House. Walang kinalaman doon sa laman ng impeachment complaint. Kung hindi, kung paano yung pagka-handle ng impeachment complaint.
Sir, how would you address her standing corruption allegations?
I'm sorry?
How would you address her standing corruption allegations?
Those corruption allegations?
Outside.
Well, you know, we have already COA, we have already all of this. I'm sure the House and the Senate will start to conduct further investigations on this because it's really within their purview. So we have all of the mechanisms that are available to us in terms of checks and balances. All we have to do is to try and get some answers. That's it. Yeah, we have to make very, very clear to everyone that the Supreme Court decision does not have any bearing on the rightness or wrongness of the merits of the impeachment case. They're not saying that there was no wrongdoing. Neither are they saying that there was wrongdoing. All they're saying is that you did not handle it properly. That's it. Then that's why accountability just doesn't come into it here. It's an entirely highly tangential matter. It is not a central point in the discussion. Yeah. May importante na maliwanag sa tao yun. Kasi sinasabi, yung the natural reaction, hindi ka abogado. Hindi ba sasabihin mo? Sabi ng Supreme Court, hindi talaga totoo. Wala namang ginawang mali pala. Hindi yun ang sinabi ng Supreme Court. Ang sinabi ng Supreme Court, hindi tama yung pagkahawak ninyo sa House, ang pagkahawak ninyo doon sa impeachment complaint. Yun lang. So, accountability doesn't come into it. It does not question our accountability whatsoever. Ang COA nandyan, they can examine all of this. And much of this will be, I'm sure, because we are coming up to the budget process, palagay ko maglalabasan na naman lahat yan.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have 2 more questions, Mr. President.
Yeah, sure.
The next one will be from Richmond, from Daily Tribune.
Morning, sir. You previously mentioned about strengthening the semiconductor industry, and India is being considered as a manufacturing hub, as well for these products. India, sir.
India is not a big semiconductor.
No, sir.
Malakas sila sa digital talaga, pero hindi sa they are very, very they are leaders in many aspects of the digital space. But meron silang production ng semiconductor pero hindi sila major player when it comes to semiconductor